Microphone wasn't on. Now it is. Just getting my warm up on. We are back, everyone. What's my number one tip for groove? You got a groove, man. Probably like dynamics. I miss your face too. It's been a minute. Okay, we got drums, everyone. We got some drums. We got some people. Hope you're all having a lovely week. What a week it's been. Do you know what I've been doing all day today? Maybe I'll tell you when there's more people here. It's not that interesting, but it's one of the things that people like me have to do to get ahead in the world, because the world is fighting against us, everyone. It's fighting. No, it's not really. I've been automating my social media again. I can't stand posting on all of the platforms, so I've been using I'm using a kind of an automation tool called Social Bee, and you put all your videos into it and you write captions for all of it. And I'm trying to schedule it so that I'm posting stuff and not everything on there is going, go to my drum lessons, masterclass, drum lessons, masterclass, buy my book. Like, it's really difficult. It's really hard to resist doing that when you've made all this content, because you want to like give away the cool content and then say in the comment, like in the description, by the way, I've got this thing that I'd love you to check out, and potentially you think it's cool enough to pay me some money for. You can't do that, because when you do that, people are like, ugh, yuck, he's selling to me. So I'm going through and making like loads and loads of stuff that's just going to go up on the internet. And then every now and then, like if you're posting 3 things, like one or 3 or 4 things, one of them can mention the free thing that you're giving away. That's kind of how crazy it is. So like I'm doing it so that there's 3 things posting at the moment, and then only one of them per day is going to mention my drumming book, my free book. And it's a free thing. You know what I mean? You've got to nurture people. And I get it, because otherwise you just get burnout. If you see the same message on everything every time, I can understand that. You would get burnout. But for God's sake, when the tide of social media is just smashing you in the face and working against you, when someone finally sees your thing, you want them to see the thing that you want them to see, which is what you're trying to sell, if you're someone like me. Anyway, let's stop talking about it, because it's boring and it's been my entire day. I hope you've all had lovely weeks. My week's been pretty good. Been working on lessons. I've been working on I finished off a masterclass lesson, which we'll be posting on Sunday for those masterclass folks that are in here at the moment. That one's loads of fun. Odd timing, out the eyeballs. It's crazy. It's a really good lesson. I've really enjoyed making this one. And then what else have we got? I've got man, what's happened this week? I feel like the week's been flipping crazy. So you're slightly hungover. So oh, you don't want to be hungover. That's a bad time. I can't do hangovers anymore. I'm very careful with alcohol. Who was I talking to the other day about this? I was talking to someone on a call, probably one of my students or friends, I can't remember. And we were just talking about how with alcohol, I feel as though there's a version of me that comes out that's like, it's a funny guy, right? But the more drunk I get, the funnier I think I am. And that guy has got way less of a filter than I've got as an adult human man. And I say things that I know are going to get a rise, not because they're true, but because that version of me thinks it's funny, and me 20 years ago would have thought it was funny. But me now is mortified the next morning when I wake up and I'm like, what did I do? What was I saying? So I'm very careful with the amount of booze I have. And also, it's just terrible for you. Like, we all know that, don't we? It's like the science is back. Everyone knows it's really, really bad for you. Knackers you sleep, all of the above. I had a smallish glass of wine last night. Me and Bailey, me and my wife were playing. Anyone played Wingspan? Or Wingspan? Wingspan or Wingspan? It's like it's a board game, right? And you get all these birds. And basically, you just got to score points with these birds using eggs and stuff. It's brilliant. It's a good little game. And I had a little glass of wine with it. And even after that, I'm like, oh man, the first sip of it is so good. And then the second sip of it's pretty good. You get to the end of it and you're like, I feel a little bit like, feel a little bit poisoned now. That's how I felt. I love the taste of it. I love a delicious beer. I love it so much. But then I feel like a complete bag of worms afterwards. I don't want to feel like a bag of worms. I want to feel nice. So anyway, I also think I heard something this week that has stuck with me, right? You know when people say everything in moderation? That's a complete and utter sham, isn't it? Everything in moderation. When you think about it, it's giving yourself permission to do the thing that's crap for you. And instead, the guy was theorizing, he was like putting forward an idea that what if the things that we said to ourselves, right? Like, yes, I'll eat some of this candy. Yes, I'll have this fast food. Yes, I'll have these drinks, whatever it is. If it had like a death score. So on it, it's got a level out of 10 as to like how bad it is for you, how much faster it's progressing you towards death. And because like, you know, the oils and things that like fast food are cooked in, you don't think anything of it really, you just eat the food. But these companies, because they're cutting corners by using all these cheap cooking methods, it is shortening your life if you just keep eating that stuff. So what if those things had a this is terrible for you score, and like death was the was the highest score you could get? It's kind of a good idea, because then you'd be less inclined to be like, oh, everything in moderation. Yeah, I'll just do this once a week. You know what I mean? Alcohol kind of does. Yeah, I mean, literally, it does shorten your life a little bit, doesn't it? So it's Australia has health score on all their food products. That is brilliant. I also saw Australia did that the phone thing where they stopped like 16-year-olds going on social media or having a phone. Maybe I can't remember what it was, but it's something to do with being young and not being able to get on Instagram and TikTok and whatever. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'd be really annoyed and really pissed off if I was that age and it was taken away from me. Of course I would. I'd hate it. I'd be so pissed off. But as someone that is not that old and can see what it does to me when I go on these platforms and can see what it does to other people on the platforms, it's the most toxic thing you can give to anyone. It's the sugariest, horrible thing. It's terrible. Think about, like, you know, how less people were killing themselves when social media wasn't a thing. Before all of that, you know, when Facebook started, when MySpace started, all of those things, when you just started talking to people on MSN and all that stuff, it felt so good. It felt like I was just connecting with friends. It felt like social media. Socializing is what it felt like. Now, it feels like just a whirlpool of horrible stuff. And I can't believe it's doing good for anyone. I think all it's doing is putting money into people's pockets that don't need more money. That's all it's doing. And unfortunately, I'm a hypocrite because I have to use these platforms to get like my message out. It's been broken since 2010. Yeah, it really has. I have to feed into these flipping systems because they are unfortunately the only voices that we've got. And I was talking to my students, talking to my Discord earlier, yesterday maybe, about this, how the most important thing that a creator can generate for themselves is their mailing list. Because the mailing list, right, that, as long as you don't abuse it and you just send out crap all the time, so it just becomes, I don't know, Best Buy's mailing list, and they're just, oh, here's a new TVs, a new PlayStation, whatever. If you're providing value in those mailing lists, like, people subscribe to it, they give you permission to send them a thing. Now, they might not open the email, but they're giving you the permission to contact them and say, hey. And that is guaranteed to land, right? The email's guaranteed to get in the inbox. I think that's a way more powerful way to reach people, because you can have a slightly longer message, you can provide more value outside of the 3 seconds that people might watch your reel. You can make genuine connections if people read. But the problem is, I think most people are reading these things on their phones. And I don't know if you guys have done this, but have you tried reading a book on your phone? Do you know how difficult that is? Because I feel as though I can read a book on a Kindle, right? It's fundamentally not that much different. It's a digital device you're holding in your hand. You're looking at a thing, you're reading a thing. But on my Kindle, I'm not like pre-programmed to, I haven't conditioned myself to like swipe up and look at the other things. It's like, oh, check my email quick. Oh, check my DMs real quick. I don't think to do that on the Kindle because it's just books. That's it. There's nothing else on there. So I can read on that. On your phone, though, where you're going to get the email most of the time, it's very difficult for attention. I think it's really difficult, especially because you got notifications coming in when you're trying to read something that are taking your attention away from the thing. So it's always fighting for your attention. It's the craziest thing. Late last year, I'd built myself a little technology fund. I wanted to buy a new technology toy. I like doing that every now and then. I don't do it all the time. And I was like, oh, I'd like a new phone. Because I hadn't had one in like 3 years. And I'm like, oh, man. And I'd gone to the Apple store and had to look at it. And I'm like, wow, this is so nice. And it's exactly the same as the one I've got, other than the camera's better. Like, there's nothing different about it. It's faster chip for what reason? So I can get faster messages. I don't care. And it's just a better camera. That's cool. I'm sure that's nice. Does it matter that much? No, because I'm taking photos of my dogs and my goats, and that's pretty much it. So this camera's perfectly fine. I'm like, I can't justify spending all that money on a flipping iPhone when all it's doing is advertising to me and causing me mental anguish. Tell you what would be cool, though, a really nice, super wide monitor for when I'm playing computer games or when I'm working. And I was right. It was flipping amazing. I got myself one of them Samsung Odyssey, whatever it is, the super wide 49-inch wrap around your face situations. It's the best thing ever. I'm playing computer games on it, and it's almost like VR, because it's just your entire peripheral vision when you're playing a game. So good in terms of like bang for buck and fun. So much better than a phone. Oh my god. If you've got phone money, if you've got like brand new phone money, look at what else you could spend that on, and don't get a phone. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. My dad's somehow getting by with his iPhone 2 or whatever he's got. he normally gets my hand-me-down phones. It's not an iPhone 2. It's probably a 10 or something like that. But, yeah, man. This is so funny. I'm trying to see what you guys have said. I need to increase the, on that screen, the size of the text. Can I do that? Where's the mouse? There's the mouse. It'd be nice if I could do that easily without doing some craziness. No, I can't do that there. Oh, well. I thought I could like right-click on the window and zoom in. Yes, I can. Oh, that is nice. Zoom in again. Oh, I can read what you're saying. What a time. Dale, who plays bass, have you listened to Carnival yet? No, I haven't. A couple of my friend chats have been saying, oh my god, the new Carnival's amazing. That might be something. You know what I haven't done in a long time? Just sat down and listened to music for music reasons. I haven't done that in ages. So, and I've got some nice speakers in here. I've got some nice speakers in the front room. Maybe I'll do that with that album because it's Carnival, because they're lovely people and they're an amazing band. That's a very good idea. Thank you for that. It's actually giving me something to look forward to, because I'm such a miserable boy when it comes to new music normally, because I don't know, it doesn't hit me like it used to. But I don't know, I'm open to that album. Let's see what else is happening in the chat before I play some music. Yeah, weekend sorted then. Well, if I just listen to it on loop the entire weekend, potentially. So, I can't say your name. King 84. You struggle to read on a 24-inch screen, perhaps your phone. Imagining your phone. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you need to just carry around an iPad and put it on the mode where you can actually read all the text. Does anyone... What size font do you have on your phone? Mine's just on like whatever it comes as. I don't like mess with all of that. But you know, in like you'll be next to someone on a plane or something, and you see that they got their thing on like massive mode. I'm like, oh man, that would drive me crazy. But I suppose if you can't see it, you can't see it. Shall I play some music? I would like to, so I'm going to. I haven't added to the Tesseract file. You know, the thing that we were working on. This thing, I haven't added to it yet because I have been busy, but I'm gonna give it a go now. Actually, no, I'm not gonna give it a go now. I'm gonna try and play some music. I haven't played Dystopia in ages, literally ages, and there's bits of it that I've probably forgotten, like the detail of fills. So I'm going to give Dystopia a go, and you can all laugh at me when I forget things. I want you to point and laugh when I make any mistakes, okay? Chat? Point and laugh. That is the command. Let's get this thing lined up. I feel like that's going to be insanely loud. Let me just test my theory. Is that okay? Or is that insanely loud? What are we saying? Did that seem okay to you guys? I can hear what you guys can hear, and that didn't seem insane to me, but if it's clipping on your end, it seemed like it's probably okay. Very loud. Compared to my voice, it probably is very loud. Let me just turn it down a smidge then. I think it's going to be that one. Drums are going to be a bit louder. Yeah, compared to my voice, it's going to be loud. Well, I've turned it down a smidge, and then we'll just have to deal with it. One day I'll figure out how to do audio well. Let's go. Yes! So some of the crowd cheers and things in the background. This is a bit of a recording from a show we did in Athens years ago. The guitars are taken from that. So there's some crowd cheers in the background. There we go, that's nice. A little bit of Dystopia. Flipping lovely. Morris H Audio. Any tips for preventing the TD27 hi-hat from spinning around on the stand? Which one have you got? If it's the VH12, 13 or 14, right, it comes with a clamp that goes... You can't see it and I can't really demonstrate it, but there's a clamp that goes on the stand, and then there's these two little like antennas, like little insect things that go up, clip onto the bottom of the hi-hat, and you just tighten it on the stand and it stops it spinning. If you've got any like of the older hi-hats, then it probably just spins. So you're going to look for a VH12, 13 or 14. I just sold a 14. Otherwise, you could have had that one, mate. But yeah. Otherwise, just like weld it. Just blowtorch the thing in place. I know with older kits, I mean, TD27's like a new one. Older hats, upgrade needed. Yeah, if you're messing with old hats, unfortunately, you're going to have to drop some money on a new set. I've got the VH14s, the digital hats. If you are, and I'm using an external sound library, right? So I'm not like using the sounds that are built into the module I've got here. If you're triggering an external sound library, I couldn't notice much of a difference or any difference at all between the what you call it, sorry, I can't. Someone said three things in the chat at the same time. It distracted me. I couldn't notice a difference between the 13 and the 14 when I upgraded to the 14s. So I think you'll probably be fine with either. If you want to save a bit of money and get the 13s, so totally fine. If anything, which I shouldn't say this, they were a little quieter when they're clumping together. They were a little quieter just in the room than the 14s. But the 14s have obviously got, if you're using a modern module, they're probably going to behave a little better. Francis Fernandez Capola, your interface is connected on Wi-Fi or RJ45. Your output interface is connected on Wi-Fi or RJ45. Your output interface is connected on Wi-Fi or RJ45. Come on, man. With the 4 times. I don't really know what you're asking me. I actually don't really know what you're asking me. My output interface is connected on Wi-Fi or RJ45. My output interface? I don't know. Is the flux capacitor connected via Ethernet to the... I can't even think of a joke. You thought your phone glitched. I thought my life glitched. My main computer that's streaming is on a what you call it? It's on Ethernet, so RJ45. That is Ethernet, isn't it? I'm not getting it wrong. Or is that... No, RJ45. Isn't that the little turny one? It's Ethernet. Okay, thank you. What's the little turny one? The old silver one? I usually think that was RJ45. Anyway. That's main computer that's streaming, getting the audio. That's on Ethernet. This one over here is just on Wi-Fi. And then I'm sending a stereo signal of all BNC. Thank you. Oh my god. The left and right, or just a headphone out, is going from this audio computer over to my streaming computer, so that I don't have to fart around trying to route audio internally. I've just got a little MacBook over here that's got all the audio on it and Cubase and my drum sounds, and it worked like flipping Christmas Day. It works like a dream. I don't know why Christmas Day, but it's a nice day of the year, isn't it? It works nicely. So there we go. How is it teaching Joseph Arrington in the masterclass? Joseph Arrington is a very, very good drummer. I wasn't like working with him personally. He joined my masterclass, one of the very early iterations of my masterclass, like the first one maybe even that I did. And yeah, he was very kind about it, and I met up with him a couple of times on tour, maybe twice, one time, I can't remember. But yeah, he came out to a show and we met up and talked about stuff. Funny thing is, right, this is hilarious. People don't know what I'm talking about. I run this thing called the Progressive Drumming Masterclass. It's a fairly deep dive drumming course with a lot of personal support from myself, at least the latest iteration of it is. And it's up on my website. You can go and find out about it. It never used to be kind of what it is now. It's a much more formed idea. It's kind of what I always wanted it to be right now. And the first couple of versions of it were just kind of, it's just an online course, right? But it was pretty dense. And even though I'm proud of the content that went into those, when like good drummers, really good drummers would approach me, I still have that pang of like, what do they want to learn from me? Like, if I see they're playing, I'm like, well, dude, like, the stuff that I see in your playing feels more advanced to me, because I don't play the way that they play, feels more advanced than the stuff I think I'm teaching, even in the masterclass. And that isn't objectively true. It's subjectively true. To me, I'm honest with them in these conversations. When I get really good drummers message me, and they're like, Jay, can I do your masterclass? Like, I love your drumming. First of all, it's a massive honor. Second of all, I'm like, okay, dude, I see this about your playing. There's a couple of guys in the current masterclass, and before they joined, I was like, dude, you're already flipping amazing. And I'm in contact with them, and they're still sending messages saying, oh my god, dude, like, last lesson was sick. I'm really enjoying the material. I'm like, so like the stories you can tell yourselves about things that are just not true, and that you can spend ages thinking about and dwelling on, and like potentially not do something you wanted to do because you believe something in your brain that isn't true. Oh my god, get to the root, get facts before you start knocking yourself down, was my story from all of that. But yeah, it's I can't remember how that started. Joseph Arrington, you should go and check him out. He plays with a few bands. A Lot Like Birds is the one I remember, because I like birds. So yeah, go and check him out. He's a great drummer. He's a really nice guy, and he was a very early adopter of my masterclass. The next masterclass is starting at the end of this month. You should go and check it out. Before like getting to the masterclass though, go to the website jpowersounds.com, have a look around there, get a feel for the teaching style. There's a course called The Practical Guide to Modern Drumming. You can get access to it with a 7-day trial, and there's a book as well that I did that's free. You can get that, probably linked in the bio or the thing for this chat. I can't remember. And go and have a look at those things and see if you like me. If you don't, I wouldn't advise doing the masterclass, because you're going to hate it. Right. There we go. Q Smoke, what are you saying? You think there's just a relaxed way that I'll hold myself behind the kit that's infectious to drummers? I'll take that. I like that. And hello from Brazil. Hello from North Carolina, where it's actually quite nice now. We had 11 inches of snow last weekend. That's a lot of snow. Apparently it was the most that we've had since like 1902 or something insane. And it all melted away like 2 days ago. We had like a bit of rain, and then the temperature got up and it all went away. But it was this awful sludge for like 2 days. And the dogs' feet were disgusting when they came in the house, and the goats hated it. I've got goats out there. And the ducks hated it because they just don't know what to do. And I've got ducks out there as well. And yeah, it wasn't great. But I made an executive decision to go out to Trader Joe's on Friday last week to get some food. Oh my God. Have you guys ever been like, have you gone to get some food on the last day before there's going to be some crazy weather? And even if it's an early morning stop to the grocery store, oh my God, people are crazy. Like the lines were insane. Everyone's just going mad. Everyone's like, what do you think's going to happen? Do you think you're going to be stuck for like weeks without food? It's going to be the last time you get to go and get food. People are buying stuff they'd never normally buy. So I was just going around getting like my normal shop. So I'm like, no, I don't need 17 of these just in case I can't get out of the house. I'll ration this one. Anyway. It's now really nice. Actually, no, that's a lie. It's not really nice. It's medium, I would say. It's like, it looks like the UK outside. It's kind of grey. Anyway, the weather is shit. I started a call with a potential Masterclass student at the start of the week. And I said it was kind of hilarious because we started the call talking about the weather, even though it was like the most obvious thing to talk about because we're on different sides of the US. He was in Arizona somewhere, and it was like 85 degrees, and it was like 16 degrees or something where I am. And I'm like, I know it's really interesting right now because we've got such different weather, but what a flipping cliche. It's like the icebreaker of the conversation is the weather. Like, for God's sake, why do we do that? Why do people do that? I love the idea of starting conversations with something that is not at all what you'd expect to talk about and letting the conversation go from there. And I think you'll find genuine people and make genuine friendships if you do that, in my opinion. What drummer introduced me to double kick or helped in how it could be played? Ooh, that is a question. What, turn the mic up a little bit so that I can, it's not so different to the music when I start playing music. Who introduced me to double kick? I would say properly. I mean, Danny Carey was doing double kick in Tool, but it's not like a predominant thing in Tool, is it? It's just like a layer when he's doing it. Maybe, you know, like Dan Ford from Sixth. Someone like him. I listened to Sixth a lot when I was younger. And he's playing like some insane patterns. And I was obsessed with that band. I was obsessed with Sixth before I was obsessed with Meshuggah, I will say that. And he was playing a lot of double kick. I got a double kick around the time that I was listening to a lot of Sixth. So maybe him. And then Thomas from Meshuggah, early Textures as well, listening to the stuff that they were doing. I'd got kick, like I'd been playing double kick, I suppose, for a few years by the time I got into those bands. I was always just curious about double kick though, like having one and what I could do with it, because I don't know, it's an interesting part of the instrument, isn't it? Like you can do fun things with it. It's fun. You know what though? You can probably see it from that angle. When I'm doing 16th notes, sometimes if I'm doing like triplet patterns, I'll play like right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. It's weird. You would think that just right, left would be more comfortable, but like switching between the two, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, that opens up some interesting patterns if you haven't messed with that. And it can be a little difficult if you haven't done it at first, but I rely on a technique called heel-toe quite a lot, right? So I'll play heel and then roll forward with my foot. So 2 notes, 1 foot. I use that a lot, so I'll use that when I'm doing the right, left. So that's heel toe for 2 hits, and then just putting the left in. And then I also use that heel toe pattern, right? So if I'm doing a hurter, you know, bleed, my sugar. That crazy pattern, right? That hurter pattern. To play that, I've done lessons on this, but to play that, I'm doing a heel-toe pattern, heel-toe, 2 strikes, 1 foot, and then between that, I'm going to get my left leg to fall in the gap, and then after that, the next trick is to get your left leg to just be kind of bouncing as 8th notes, and then you're playing bleed. Right, and that's only possible to play consistently for me because of heel toe technique. I've got like that kind of flow with my right leg, and if you haven't got heel toe down, or you haven't got a good technique down for a double stroke with 1 foot, it's really tricky to do that kind of stuff because it's kind of an advanced pattern to play with your feet. So you need first, as like a building block to being able to play it, you need to have a really good technique down, and I like using heel toe, but you can also do like a tippy tap thing where you can tap twice with your foot. There's a load of different ways to do it, and they all work, right? I like to teach heel toe because it's the one that I rely on, but some people have never done it, so starting with it is like and it's like really weak and uncontrolled. And I can only do it now with a level of power and control because I've done it my entire life. So, yeah. People are asking a million questions. Let's see. Animals as leaders. The drummer does double bass. Yep, definitely does. I had messages from both Matt and Naveen the other day from Animals as Leaders. Both of the guys that drummed for that band sent me a message, which is on the same day, which is so random. Not sure if you guys have heard the band Carnival. Yes, we have heard of Carnival many times. We played Arctangent at the same time last year, and I managed to catch up with them, which was really nice. Their new album is out today. Yes, it is. You should definitely listen to it. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm sure it's brilliant. Drummer uses lots of double kick. I'm sure he does. Steve is a fucking madman. He's really great. What we're saying. What do I think of the drumming style approach for Dream Theater? People love Dream Theater. I didn't grow up with them, so I don't really have that obsession. I don't have that thing that people have. But yeah, I mean, what's his name? Mike Portnoy is a great drummer, and yeah, I've chatted with him a couple of times. We've had a couple of conversations at festivals mainly. But yeah, man. What else? We did some shows with Dream Theater when Mike Mangini was in the band. And I only met Mike Mangini very briefly. He came over and just kind of said, "Hi!" and then just walked off. I was like, "Hello, man." But yeah. Do you know how to do triplets on the double pedal? Yeah. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Or in that setting, so if I'm playing triplets, right? That's just playing right, left, right, left, right, left. Right? But I might play right, left, right, right. The pattern I showed you a minute ago. where I'm relying on my right foot to do the double stroke. Warbean. So if I play that song for you in a minute, when I get to the crazy bit, watch what the feet do, because I'm playing like right, left, right, right, left, right, instead of right, left, right, left, right, left. It just feels more comfortable. Don't ask me why, it does. But it's not necessarily the only way to do it, right? It's not wrong either. It's just, I can play this beat by playing it that way, and it feels good to me. So, there we go. Someone was asking a moment ago about getting your left foot to be as good as your right. I've never done that. I've never focused on that because it's not important for my playing. I think for some people it's really important. They want to be completely ambidextrous and do over here what they can do over there. I've got a drummer friend who is like that, and he's flipping amazing. Chris Turner, Ocean 8 Alaska, like a lovely dude. Oh my God. And what an amazing drummer. And he can basically do everything with either side of his body, because that's been his obsession. That's what he's like laser beamed on. And it's undeniable when you see him play. It's just incredible. For what I've wanted to be able to play, though, I just want to unlock patterns. I want to unlock more and more interesting patterns and use them in Tesseract. And very often it's learning a new Tesseract song that unlocks the pattern. So I'm like spending my time behind the kit intentionally rather than kind of vaguely learning things and hoping they fit in. I tend to like learn a piece of the puzzle that fits into a song rather than learning something random and hoping it fits into a song. Chris doesn't use any technique like heel toe. Yeah, I mean, I spoke to him about this, right? So a couple of years ago, we went for a brunch when I was in the UK. We went out to this place near his house, and we were talking about this very thing. I was talking about like technique and like, what are you doing when you're just going absolutely ham? And he's just like, just pushing really hard, just going for it, just playing really fast. So he's doing like full leg, just insanely fast. Very few people can do that. And I hope he can do it for a long time, because people who play, you can develop injuries if you're doing full leg at insane speeds, in my experience. But maybe you won't. Maybe you'll be fine. I hope you'll be fine, because I love watching him play. It's flipping amazing. Have me and Ray Hearn ever swapped notes? No. Well, I have obviously met him a bunch of times. He came out to the UK drum show and we were chatting last year, and he was on the main stage the same day as me the year before, and we were chatting. I've wanted to do this because we look the same. I was like, I didn't suggest this to him, but I really wanted to. I'm like, man, it would have been so good. Where he goes up and starts my clinic, and then I walk out like, get off my drums. What are you doing? Like, white, bald, prog dude that looks the same from a distance. No one would even know. I thought that would be a brilliant little thing. And we were talking about doing he messaged me about doing some clinics over here, but for some reason it didn't get set up in the end. But anyway, yeah, he's nice. I don't think we've ever really played any shows with Haken, but maybe we will one day. I said I'd play, I'd play Warbean. That's the song. I couldn't think of it because I was reading flipping words. Not sure if you've heard of Thomas Lang. That's like saying I'm not sure you've heard of the Pope. Yes, I've heard of Thomas Lang. Years ago, I had a dinner with him. Well, I'll say with him. I was at a table, like diagonally opposite him, but we didn't really talk because it was like a Vic Firth thing when I was with Vic Firth, so that's how long ago it was. I was very nervous because it was the first one of those I'd gone to, like a dinner with, and you've got all these people who are hobnobbing, who are super used to. Everyone knows each other, and I was like the new kid at the table, and I was just, oh man, just eat your food and talk to someone if they ask you something. I've got a bit better at being myself now, so I think when you first get into the industry, though, unless you're a massive extrovert, it's such a strange thing going to these dinners. Like, I'm a happy introvert, man. Like, I love doing this. I love talking with my students. I love chatting with new people. But, like, I can also just stay in this room all day and not be pissed off. Like, I've got everything in here. I like it in here. I've got my Warhammer over there. I got my computer there, got my cameras and stuff. It's nice. Got my drums. What more could you want? A toilet, maybe. I suppose I have to leave this room to go to the loo. Anyway, should we play Warbean? This is the minal cut of Warbean, so it's a little bit of it is snipped out the middle because I didn't want to be sitting down just looking into the camera for a minute during a minal video. You kind of have to chop these things. It's a drum performance, right? It's a song by my band Tesseract from our last album, Warbean. It's very good. I hope you like it. It's 11 minutes, so if you've got 11 minutes, awesome. If you haven't got 11 minutes, I'm sorry to see you go. Watch my feet during the crazy bits. Has my wife played these drums? Yes. There's a really funny stream we did years ago where she was like, what was she doing? I can't talk and drum, but if you're on Twitch, you know what I'm talking about. The Jay Bailey stream. It was so good. Something like that. Hope's foil with the flipping 5 gift memberships. Thank you very much, guys. That's incredibly kind. Guys, if you like what you're seeing, you can buy me a coffee on this platform. I think it's $3. Yeah, I remember when coffee was only $3. I like really nice coffee as well, like fancy pour over stuff. That ain't $3. Yeah, that dotted pattern is crazy. I can try and explain it in a minute, but it's almost too difficult to explain. It's so hard. Thank you for the kindness. Ghost notes are my flipping jam. I love a haunted snare drum. We love them poltergeists over here. Poltergeists for days. Someone was asking a moment ago, what are we doing? Something about, is it a VST? Or is it not? Yes, it is a VST. Would you like me to show you? It is my VST. My VST. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the adverts. This is Toontrack. What is it? The Infinity Grid Easy X. It's my actual drum kit. There we go. Superior 3. This is a easy expansion, so it'll plug into Easy Drummer 3 or Superior, and we recorded it in Nashville in November a couple of years ago, and oh man, I'm happy about it. It's so flipping good. It's so flipping good. If you've got it right, or you're getting it, right, Infinity Grid, what you want to do is load up Hybrid State. That preset is my flipping go-to preset. It's so good sounding. It's kind of how I imagine my drums in my head, and I haven't done anything to it. That's just what it sounds like. So yeah, man, it's flipping great. It's so good. Go and get it. Toontrack.com / Jay's beautiful interface. I don't know what the / is, but you'll find it if you just go to Toontrack. How do you buy it? You go to the Toontrack website. You go to the go to Google and you type in Toontrack J Poststones, and it's definitely going to come up. If you just do Infinity Grid, though, we were like trying to think of names for it that were like Tesseracty, and Infinity Grid was the one we landed on. I spent a bit of time with it. I'm like, Infinity Grid, does that sound good? And now I'm just completely used to it. Like totally used to it. It sounds like kind of an old metal album. Infinity Grid, you know what I mean? It sounds like some like new metal album from the flipping 2000s, but I still love it. It's so good. Yes. I'm now not thinking of anything other than how good these drums sound. We did 3 drum kits. We did my acrylic kit, which is like what that looks like, the DW acrylic kit. We did a Purple Heart kit, which tonally I think was actually my favourite. It sounded so good. And then we did a Maple Mahogany, which also sounded amazing. And I would love the tone of the Purple Heart, but I'd need them to put a ply of something else around the inside, because I don't want to look into a purple drum, which is so stupid, but that's the truth. Like, I was like a bit bummed out by like looking into a red purple drum, because it's just not my vibe. And if they could put like walnut or maple or something on the inside as like the final ply, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. I just don't want a red wood on the inside. Ugh. Anyway, did I ever think about playing e-drums in concert? No. We've talked about it as kind of a gimmick thing, you know, doing like a quiet, imagine like silent disco type Tesseract show, but it would be a bit weird because Dan would still be singing and I'd still be hitting, like, when I'm playing this thing, it sounds like a horse galloping. It's just clop, 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 like hitting the pads and smacking the ground. So it would sound, it'd be really weird to anyone that took their headphones off, which I suppose that's just how it is in a silent disco anyway. It's a bit weird if you haven't got headphones on at a silent disco because you just see a bunch of people that look like they're on drugs dancing around to no music. So yeah, maybe it could be something that we do someday, but it's not something we're actively exploring. It's just something that's been on the potential radar for a while. So there we go. Morris Audio, you got Star Classic Babinga, and I had a Star Classic Babinga, but I wouldn't even say that was like a red wood. It was still like a dark wood. Maybe yours is red. I used to have one of those, and when I was like 21, it was really, really nice. But then when I switched to DW, I got the maple mahogany, which was beautiful, flipping amazing. And I had to sell that when I moved from the UK to the US because, well, I didn't have to, but I did sell it. And then I used that to buy the first bits of this kit. But this, for anyone that's wondering, it's kind of a hybrid between a Roland TD50 and a VAD 516, which is the new kit they came out with not that long ago. I'm still using the TD50 module just because it's got all of the inputs that I need. The VAD 516 didn't have enough inputs for me to use all of my symbols and things, and I was like, well, I don't want to use a new module and not be able to use all my stuff, so I've got rid of the 516 and I'm using the money from that to buy the new one, the 716 or whatever it is, and that will have enough modules. So then I'll have a TD50 going spare. But anyway, yes. Can you show us the drum fields you use in your band? I've got no idea what that means. Drum fields. What's a drum field? It sounds like somewhere I want to go, but I'm not sure what it means. Anyone know what a drum field is? Tom Holden, hello. Hello, my friend. What time is it there? EU time? No, dark drum. I live in America, believe it or not. Don't sound like it, but I do. I live in North Carolina. Yes. It's a place. It's certainly a place right now. I really annoyed everyone on the internet earlier this week by saying that I'm not happy over here at the moment. It's a shit show. It is. Sorry. If you don't think that, then you don't think that, but it's fine. But from what I've seen with my eyes, it's not great. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all that. Drum fills. I use lots of fills. So, okay, my drum fills come from combinations of patterns, right? So there are handfuls of like common patterns that come up. You probably would know them as rudiments, right? So you hear drummers talk about rudiments all the time. And for me, I've never been one of those guys that's just sat down and gone, oh, I'm going to learn all the rudiments and then how to like apply all of them and all of the permutations of them and all of the stuff. That's never been my approach, ever. That was like, I don't know. That side of like schooled drumming put me off so much. I've always just wanted to be able to play music, play songs, have fun. So the patterns that come up the most for me are simple things, right? Single strokes. Singles, really easy. Double strokes. Especially for like grooves and things. Using them as the basis, right? Nice clean double strokes, being able to do both of those. Then outside of like the two really obvious things, I would say I use right, left, left quite a lot. Right? But the way that I like to use that, more than like a triplet, I like to use it as kind of as 16th notes. So 16th note, you got 16 of them in a bar of 4/4. So for every quarter note, you've got 4 notes. 1, 2, and if you're using right, left, left as a pattern as 16th notes, right? all just right, left, left, right? I'm just playing around with a couple of different patterns there. And literally right, left, left. And you can do all these like fun, flowy patterns with it. Then, but you could of course switch that round and you could play left, right, right. Someone was asking me about the double stroke technique. So double strokes, it's another thing to bear in mind, folks. Double strokes, you want to make sure that a double stroke is one motion that achieves 2 hits, right? So you might think, oh, I'm playing double strokes, but you might be hitting twice. And it's hard to see. It's hard for you to see because you kind of have to feel it, right? But there's a difference between that, to me, haptically in my arm, how I'm feeling it, and that. One motion, 2 strikes. And you can also get it a lot faster. So if I'm hitting twice, that's kind of hitting twice, but then double strokes. Get it quite a lot faster and a lot more controlled. And then technique-wise for that, you have to get used to how it feels in your hand. You know, it's a very difficult thing to try and explain because you have to spend time with the motion in your hand. But I like to use a kind of a combination of 2 grips, somewhere between French grip, right? That's where your thumb is up in the air and you'll control the stick from the back of your fingers there. And then there's a German-American grip, which is kind of that, where I'm kind of 45-degree palm down, playing more from the wrist, and then my index finger opens up a little bit and I control the stick at the back of the palm. That's me playing double strokes with that technique. But I find that my hands fatigue a little bit when I'm doing that, and I tend to start letting go of the stick a little bit. But with the French grip, I've got a lot more finesse, I feel like, but not as much power. You sacrifice a bit of power in French grip because you're just using the flick of your fingers to propel the stick down, whereas the difference between that and that, I can really give some welly behind like my palm down. So different cases for different different techniques and times to use it. So they're both useful. It's useful to have a variety of things that you can rely on when playing the drums, because even heel toe, I might get tired of that and switch to more of a tippy tap thing for a double stroke sometimes. So, yeah. There's loads of people talking in the chat. This is flipping brilliant today. I love this. We're talking about patterns. I'll show you some more patterns. So, another one that I love would be, I guess just paradiddles as well. Like everyone is using paradiddles. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. That's everyone knows about paradiddles. I would say I don't use them that much. They tend to show up as like glimpses in longer patterns for me. So I'll use like a right, left, right, right, and then go on to something else. I don't tend to just play verbatim right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left a lot. What I will do though is a parapadiddle that Sean noted in the chat a minute ago. This is one of the patterns that I teach extensively to my students because it's flipping great. Any 3 singles and a double, right? It can be left, right, left, right, 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 left, right, left, 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 right, left, right, 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 left, left, anything. They're great. I love it. Right? And what you might hear when you first hear a 5, right? You think about a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Most people are probably going to think about a quintuplet. Quintuplet is when you squeeze in 5 notes into the space of a quarter note or whatever the subdivision is. You're just squeezing 5 notes into that time. So if I'm keeping down that pulse, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right, quintuplets. You can obviously get them quite a bit faster, but you can use those at like any different note length as well, or just increase the tempo of those things. But the way that I like to use that 5 and other odd number patterns, and this is kind of where my drumming starts to become its own thing, I think, is like when you're using an odd number, but to define an ostinato, a repeating pattern into the future, right? So the easiest one, beyond 3, which is kind of what everyone knows, because everyone's playing with 3s and 4s, is your 5. If you put that 5 as a 16th note, and I'm going to count, I'll do it there because you can hear it better, right? I'll accent the 1 of the 5 count as 16th notes. And you get that, right? Same pattern, right, left, or right, left, right, left. And then it can very easily become drum fills. Right? 5s, everyone! The number 5! Hey, what a flipping amazing number to mess around with. How would I explain this? 5. I would explain it as 5. It's great. It's the best thing ever. So even if you just pick up those couple of numbers, you can start to move around the kit. And one of the things that I enjoy teaching people to do is flow. Do you know what flow is? It's when you move effortlessly between these numbers, these patterns. And it can't just happen. It doesn't just like, oh cool, I've got flow now. You have to be intentional with it. You have to sit down with a metronome and practice just like hearing something. You just have to go round. Flow is when you have to go to the loo. Exactly that. Flow is when you got to visit the toilet. That's what it is. And you just put a metronome on and you'd practice moving between patterns and trying not to drop a pattern, right? It's kind of like meditation. But every time you do inevitably drop a pattern. You drop something like you stumble, you're trying this new independence thing out and you stumble with it. It's kind of the same as meditation, right? You're instructed not to think, so what do? You think, or you focus on your breathing, but then you're thinking about, oh, that dickhead that said something to me on the internet the other day. What an arse, that guy was supposed to be thinking about my breathing. Come back to that. So it's a little bit like that. So let me show you. If I put a metronome on. Let's find a bit with a metronome. Okay. You guys can't hear the metronome, can you? Because I've got to change something here so you can hear the metronome. Give me 2 seconds. Now you can hear the metronome. All right, metronome. Sorry that that's insanely loud, but it's loud for me as well. So. stumble there. So if I was filming this, I'd go back and look at what I was doing there and identify what was I going out of, what was I going into, what caused me to stumble. And obviously, you practice that at different tempos. Q-Smoke's going, faster, go faster, play fast drums. People on the internet want to see play fast drums. I get it. People, that's all everyone's interested in, going fast. But you can't go fast if what you're trying to learn isn't fully like there. But it is something that you can use as a tool to increase speed with patterns that you know, right? So patterns that you're developing, you'll start out a little slower. Patterns that you know really well that you're just trying to string together, you'll practice at higher tempos. If I put in a higher tempo here, it messes up my entire file because it's in the middle of the Tesseract file. I found this moment of silence. If I change the tempo, it's going to go haywire here. But you can imagine, right? So imagine there's a metronome. But you'd have to hear like a metronome would be there. And you just go for the ideas that show up in your brain. And importantly, you got to be like not afraid to try the things that come up in your mind when you're doing that, because that's often a window into like what you're supposed to practice. In my experience, at least, if I try to do something in those little jams, it can often inform my next step because it's just a little beyond where I am now. That's all it is. That's all it ever is. And if more people practice like that and focus a little bit less on what like everyone else could do, one, I'd be completely out of a job because I teach drums on the internet. I'm just telling people, I open the forbidden door and I'm like, all you have to do is practice. You don't have to go to anyone. You just have to practice the drums. But I think where it does help to go to someone is to kind of help with the blind spots, to give you some of these systems, and a community as well. Like I think community can be a great part to help keep you accountable for like sticking with practice, because sometimes practicing kind of sucks. If you haven't got a goal, if you don't know what you're working on, practice kind of, I don't know. If you're not working on anything specific, what are you even working on? Just trying to improve, that's fine, but that's a very hard thing to keep as your thing that gives you the enthusiasm for drumming. I just want to keep getting better. I don't really know why. If you just enjoy it, fantastic. Like for me, I enjoy painting little Warhammer things, not for any reason. I'm not doing it to, I don't know, like be a Warhammer painter guy, like to make money from it, to try and win awards or anything. I'm purely doing it because it resets my brain like nothing else. And maybe that's drumming for you guys. Drumming for me is career, like seeing the world, all of that, making music, having an album. Do you know how cool that is? The first time you hold your album in your hand when you've made the thing, you're like, this is fucking amazing. So good. So there we go. Do I ever work, Morris asks, on putting those things into solo compositions? The things from these jams, they end up as drum fills and patterns like that. So there's one little quick glimpse into Masterclass world for you Masterclass folks. This week, you're going to get into that stuff. So there's this silly pattern, right, that I was learning a long time ago. Stupid level of coordination needed to play it like comfortably, or at least in front of a crowd. Couldn't do it for ages, and I didn't have a use for it, but I just thought it was cool. Just you can get so fast, just 30-second note fills all over the place, but it's hard to implement. Apart from when you finally figure out a use for it, like the end of Juno. ridiculous fill that without the kicks is shit. Without the kicks, it's rubbish. But as soon as I put those kicks in there, it's like mental, absolutely mental. So yes, things on the drums. Someone said, "Are you going to play Juno?" I could play Juno. Do you want to play Juno? Shall I play Juno? I'll do Juno for you. That's assuming I've got Juno in here, actually. I might not have it in my file. One sec. I haven't got it in my file. I could probably import it very quickly, though, if you give me a second. This is where we need elevator music, everyone. We need elevator music. I literally used to have elevator music on Twitch. I literally had it. Hey, do you remember last week when I got taken down? Do you remember that? When I was playing along to Carnival and stuff and Contortionist and whatnot, and I suddenly got blasted off the internet. That was fun. I wonder if that'll happen this week by playing Tesseract. I bet you it does. Because it doesn't know, like, YouTube isn't going to be like, oh, he's the drummer in Tesseract. That's okay. All it's going to see is playing copyrighted material, and it's going to get rid of me. I bet you. Come on. Juno. Okay, guys, I got Juno. I'm just getting it into my file. I've got to make it available offline. Oh, this is it's taking a minute. It's a lot of work, this is. Juno is a good song, though. I've got to play the song backwards. Leo, that's a really good idea. That is a really good idea. I've got to do what they do on social media. You just got to, like, put a fuzzy line through the middle of it. And there's no... there's no way that they'll be able to determine that it's me. Then, breaking the law. I wish this would just work instead of being shit. Okay. For some reason, it's importing the song as, like, just... There's no music. I don't understand. I've got the click track, but I haven't got the actual music. Why would you do that? I really don't know what's going on. I can't seem to import it into Cubase. All I can do is import the click track. Whenever I drag the audio in, it's just this tiny thin line that I can't do anything with. So I need to figure this out off stream, but I'll play it next time. Sorry, guys. I thought that would be easy. Let me see if I've got it anywhere else. Or maybe one more thing. Hey! I did it. I knew that wouldn't be quick. I knew it wouldn't be quick, but thanks for bearing with me. You're probably all gone now. Is that insanely loud? It seems like it's insanely loud. Sorry, all I'm seeing is red. If it's okay, then it's fine. Yay! Did a drum. Drummed. Hit things. It's a fun song, that one. So yeah, Masterclass people that are here, I know there's a couple of you in the chat. We're getting into some of the mad limb-independent stuff that's required to play that kind of thing. I'll drop in a lesson on Sunday for you, so I hope you enjoy that. Eric Kangas. Jay, I noticed you bury the beta somewhat. Have you ever dealt with issues with double triggering on your E kit? No. Yes, actually, I did. I changed the sensitivity a little bit so that like super light taps when it was just like a tiny, tiny, tiny touch, where I feel like I wouldn't hear it in real life. I changed it so that it wouldn't trigger, and the same is true on recordings, and the same is true live. So it's like actually tiny little touches you wouldn't hear live anyway, because it just kind of gets buried in the mix. This is the thing, right? So for people that don't know what we're talking about, you can see my pedal down here, right? If I shine a light, you'll see it even better. That is my camera, not my light. Light, you can't see. I don't think I even need to do the light, to be honest. I'm just being extra. So burying the beta is a thing that drummers like to hate or like to like. And what it means is the beta is either in the kick and you're kind of using it as a leverage point, or it's off the kick. Like you hit and you keep the beta pushed into the kick drum head. Now, there are some drummers, like especially traditional drummers, people that maybe are using more of the transient sound of the kick drum. That's kind of the woofy sound that you get after you hit the initial thud, right? If you're playing a very open style, then you're probably going to want to keep the beta off the head, because yes, it's going to choke that sound. It does choke that sound. If you A/B between burying the beta and not burying the beta, it chokes the sound. If, however, you are like me and you're playing in a band that's just needs a thud, and then the rest of the sound is manufactured, it's like doesn't matter, and I can use a buried beta to for easier technique when I'm playing, and it's never made any negative effect to any recordings or anything. So I get away by playing a buried beta like whenever I need to, and what it does, it gives me that leverage for like heel toe stuff. So when I'm doing that, I'm lifting up into a tiptoe, and I'm doing that with the beta buried in the head, and then I'll come back down for the first hit, second hit. I'm already rolled up onto that toe for the second hit, right? So when I lift off after that second hit, the beta is touching the drum head. It's never made a difference for me. So it's never made a negative difference, at least. So there we go. Burying the beta also brings out some high end from the kick, you find. Yeah, it probably would, because you'd be dealing with less like low end frequencies, because there are less of them if you're stopping the head from resonating. That kind of makes sense. Never thought of that. But there you go. There's a little bit of technique knowledge that you now have that you may not have had a moment ago. I hope you enjoyed that. I haven't played that many drums today. I played Warbean, I played Juno, I played another one. Should we do something that I like that I haven't played in a minute? I'm just looking, my goats are like, come on, it's getting a bit dark. Put me to bed. So I might put them to bed after this song. Okay, this is a song. Oh, you guys have still got the click. Hang on, let me turn that off. You don't need that. Played metal. Metal was played. That was fun. Part 1 of Concealing the Fate. Let me just check. Oh, yeah, Bailey's outside. Goats are looking at me. What you guys can't see behind here is I've got goats and animals and all kinds of things. And my wife is outside dealing with them because it's bedtime. That was Concealing Fate Part 1, a song from Tesserat's first record. It's about as old as me. That's a lie. It's quite old though. It's probably as old as some of you. Oh man. But yeah, it's fun one to play live. And there's a performance of that one up on the Minor YouTube. You can go and check that out. It's on an acoustic kit and it sounds lovely. And I did it a couple of years ago up in Nashville. And I played a silly drum fill at the end that's fun. When you were 10, that came out. Oh my god. I was 10 once. Can't remember it, but I definitely was. Flipping heck. Play Sacrifice. Oh, crikey Moses. That's a difficult song. I haven't played that in a minute. Shall I see if I can remember it? Let's see if I can do Sacrifice. It's such a tough song. The drums might be a lot louder than the music for this one for some reason. If it's crazy, let me know and I'll change something. Yeah, 1 minute. almost forgot bits of that. Flipping heck. Sacrifice everyone. Don't actually sacrifice everyone. That's not the instruction. Shocking. Imagine if that was the end of the stream. Sacrifice everyone. Get rid of them all. That was fun though, wasn't it? Too late. Yeah, we've all been sacrificed. Hope you enjoyed that. There were moments of that I forgot. If we were playing that live, I'd need to revisit little bits. Some of the that thing, I was like, oh god, what's next? And then what else did I forget? There was a fill where I didn't do the right thing. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, does it? There you go. Hope you enjoyed that, everyone. That was fun for me. Playing a little bit of drums, getting a little bit of a sweat on. It was good. Have I played enough drums? Don't know yet. I can't tell. Is there anything else you guys would like to talk about? Daniel Melenda, can you show us different sounds you recorded on the kit? That's 1/3 of it, and there's 2 other thirds remaining. I don't know if I have all of the energy to go through the entire thing right now, but it does obviously sound lovely. If you're interested in what I'm using, it's the Infinity Grid Easy X from Toontrack, and it's really, really nice. Fave time of the day says EG Bulk. Same. QA Smoke says no. There's an abnormal amount of thirds. There are. You're recording a Gent EP in 3 weeks. Can I send you good vibes? Here's a Gent riff for you. There you go, Gent riff. Just pinch that and put it into the album. Put some like distorted guitars in time with the drums. That sounded like Darude Sandstorm to you. It didn't sound like Darude Sandstorm. Hello, Papa Rain. How are you doing? Hope you're good. Right, guys. It might be time for me to wrap this thing up. Couple of things before I go. You've probably seen a thing popping up on screen. In case it ain't obvious, I've got a drum lesson website. It's really good. jpostones.com. Go and have a look at that. 7-day free trial for any drummers that are here that want to learn from me in a slightly less jokey way, because I'm a bit of an idiot on here sometimes. I'm a bit of an idiot in my lessons as well, but I'm less of an idiot. I'm more to the point and giving you facts about drumming. It's really good. I've got a load of my students are in the chat, which I appreciate. Thank you for hanging out. And Masterclass students, your new lesson is dropping on Sunday. Really excited for that. I hope you are too. If you just want to get a little flavour for what I'm like, and you like reading, I put out a book last week, a literal book that you can read with words in it and everything. It's not a massive book. It's like just under 100 pages, and you can download a copy of it. If you go to one of my social profiles, it'll be linked somewhere, and it's good. It's a load of exercises. It's how to have a really good practice session, basically, how to get the most out of your practice sessions. And the 70 exercises in there delivered across 9 lessons. Going over some of the things that I've shown you today. You remember when I was showing you the right, left, left? And when I was showing you that, the 5. All of that stuff's in there, and we expand on all of it. And there's videos for every lesson up on the website. So you can be reading the book, and then you go, I don't know how this one sounds. You can go over to the website, and you can see the video, and then you'll know how it goes. So go and have a look at all of that. And for the people that I've lined up calls with this weekend as well, because I know some of you are in here, I'm looking forward to have a conversation with you. I hope you have lovely weekends. And don't believe everything you see on the internet, because the internet's full of shit at the moment. One day maybe it won't be, but I think it's probably just going to keep getting worse. So with that, I'm going to go. And I love you all. And I'll see you next Friday, where I will be here again with slightly more age. Thank you very much.